Imagine winning the battle against cancer using the power of your own body. In today's video, I'm revealing the top 6 metabolic strategies that you need to know about, which are essential when it comes to overcoming your cancer process. Let's get ready to unlock the secrets to ultimate healing and take control of your health. I've really broken down the metabolic strategies into 6 main areas. And these 6 main areas are completely controllable. We know that 90% of cancers are environmental versus the other 10% that have a genetic inheritance. So that means you have a lot of control over what is happening in the body, what is stimulating a cancer's growth, and what you can do to raise your defenses and do everything possible to make sure that cancer has a low risk of growing. When it comes to beating cancer naturally, I'm sure you think of Chris Wark, the Gerson Clinic, and even keto for cancer. All the things that you can do to change the environment and change the dynamics of your system. Now, no matter which pathway or which journey or which approach you decide to take, these 6 metabolic essentials are so critical because it's more about the environment that's allowing the cancer to grow versus just following this one protocol that's supposed to be good for everybody. And the truth is, your body is this incredible self-healing machine, and it has so much potential to change things around. Even if it's been years and years of following a certain diet and lifestyle, you are not defective, and please do not feel hopeless in this entire cancering process. All right, let's get into it and let's hijack your metabolic system in no particular order because all 6 are very critical to ultimate recovery. The first metabolic essential is how your body uses oxygen. Now we know that cancer loves hypoxic environments, which means very low oxygen areas. And so what happens when there's not a lot of oxygen around that tumor site or around cancer cells, then a process called angiogenesis happens. So this is where blood vessels are searching, trying to get nutrients from other areas. And for somebody who does not have cancer, that's a really effective thing. We want new growth and we want new pathways and we want to stimulate cell replication. But with cancer, that is the opposite of what you want to do. You don't want to be proliferating and stimulating growth of abnormal cells. So when I talk about oxygen in your system, it's really like jumping on a mini trampoline or going for walks even in your own house. So going up down the stairs, if you're in pain. So getting oxygen into your system does not have to be an intensive HIIT training workout or boot camp style. It just means getting blood flow going. So going up and down the stairs, walking outside, taking deep breaths in and out, all of that is helping how your lungs are exchanging oxygen for carbon dioxide. Another strategy that I like is using a mini trampoline or a rebounder. And it's something that you don't have to go vigorous on. You can just even jump up and down very gently. You can get the mini trampolines that have a bar in front of it, so you're not putting a lot of pressure every time that you're jumping. And you can even do simple things like holding onto the wall, have one leg on a ledge and bend up and down. When your system is well oxygenated, it'll also enhance how other anti-tumor therapies work. Like chemo and radiation, they are more effective and more efficient in your system when you are well oxygenated. Now, the next metabolic essential is what you're putting in your system. Which foods are you packing in your body will either fight cancer or help fuel cancer's growth? The main components of food, like the phytochemical, the phytonutrients, have direct immune properties to help your body in its scavenging against free radical damage, enhancing antioxidants, and also helping with liver function in a detoxification process. So when you're looking at nutrition and what you're feeding your system, we want to make sure that you're getting enough protein, enough carbohydrates, enough fats, and it's those amino acids and those phospholipids and all of the properties in the foods that you're eating that are really creating the building blocks for a healthy immune system and fueling your body against its best defense. Now, everyone is so different in their metabolic needs, but in general, you want to have enough amino acids to even make sure your liver is detoxing properly. So if, say, genetically your body does not deal with stress very well, or chemical or pollution or glyphosate, anything that's going in the system, your liver's job is to clean that up. So if it's overwhelmed, creating more free radical damage, more oxidative stress, and that metabolic stress is actually what turns these mutations, these cancering processes on or off. So it's a really big deal that you are feeding your body what it needs for all of its operations to work well and be extremely robust. Now, you could be doing all of the right things and you could be eating perfectly and sleeping well, getting a lot of movement and exercise. But if your mindset and stress are not in control and you don't have a mindset of healing and ultimate recovery, then it's very tough to fight cancer effectively. Of the hundreds to thousands of patients that I've seen on a daily basis living with a cancer diagnosis and thriving with cancer, they all have a gratitude mindset. Now, I'm sure you've heard it before that stress can be the number one killer, or like the drilling outside, the stress of trying to create a video and the nonstop noise, and your adrenaline is going and your sympathetic nervous system is an ultimate high. All of those things have a direct correlation to how proliferative a cell is and how your cancer cells are dividing. Norepinephrine is the main chemical that's being released when there's a stressor. And this norepinephrine and adrenaline have a direct cancer proliferative effect on the body. Not only that, these neurotransmitters will affect neutrophil production and how your body's immune system is being activated. Finding strategies to help balance your nervous system has to be a main focus when it comes to your cancer care. Stress and mindset is absolutely one of the main foundational pillars to your metabolic health. My ultimate favorite when it comes to metabolic healing and healing your body naturally is the power of fasting. Now, that doesn't mean that everybody needs to do a 24-hour fast or a prolonged fast, but you need to do at least 12 hours. You need to give your body a break. You need to help with cell repair, help how your body detoxifies, regenerates, and give your digestive system a break as well. There are thousands of research articles showing how time-restricted eating is extremely beneficial, whether it's for lowering your risk of cancer's growth, during chemo or radiation, anywhere along the cancering process. My team offers free discovery calls so we can discuss your unique situation and help personalize a protocol specific for you. The fifth metabolic essential is all about toxicity and how your body takes in toxins, creates free radicals and inflammation, and how your body can detoxify on a regular basis. We have 5 main detoxification organs, each one of them responsible for getting rid of junk in your system. So if one pathway is overwhelmed, it's going to put more pressure on all the other detox pathways in your body. Now, there's some cancers that are more correlated to the effects of toxicity, like bladder, lymph, and blood cancers. So detoxing effectively is actually made up of 3 different processes. Phase 1 and Phase 2 is all about mobilizing, changing the chemical structure around, taking fat-soluble agents, making them more water-soluble. And Phase 3 is how they're actually leaving your body through bile, through bowel movements, and even through kidneys and through elimination of urine. And in order for Phase 1, 2, and 3 to happen, you need certain vitamins, minerals, amino acids, and cofactors to encourage these toxins to leave the system. And this is why diet is also such a critical part, because if you're doing a prolonged fast and a fasting mimicking diet and you're not getting the nutrition that you need on a daily basis, and you're not integrating plans properly, like doing too much of one thing and not supplying your body with the fuel it needs, it's going to have a really hard time getting rid of these chemicals that are ultimately creating more stress on the body. The 6th metabolic essential that I've touched briefly on in each section is your specific epigenetics. Now, I've heard this all the time where people will say, no, the cancer is not in my family, it's not genetic, I don't have the specific BRCA1, BRCA2 genes, and my specific type of cancer is not genetic. However, you can get a genetic profile that lets me know what you have inherited from your parents and grandparents and even 4 generations back. So what you may have in common is genetically, you do not detox well, or genetically, you do not break down high fats. So having a keto diet can actually stimulate proliferation to a much higher degree than someone else who does very well on a keto plan. It's really interesting to get this genetic profile because then we can determine a specific plan for you and we know the strategies that we need to take into consideration. For example, the herb curcumin may actually speed up phase 1 detox in the liver, create more toxins in the system, and if your liver phase 2 is more sluggish, we know genetically we need to support that phase, and so things are eliminating your body properly. So this is why working with a metabolically focused doctor and team like myself is a really important part of your cancer care. Now, I've talked about the 6 metabolic essentials. The one that I left out was all about hormones. So make sure to watch the next video talking about how specific types of hormones in specific types of cancers will affect your cancer journey and what you can do about it. In the next video, I'm going to be talking all about balancing your hormones and what you can do to take ultimate control of your health.